What's going on, guys, and welcome to another Five Nights at Freddy's update video. Now, it's been a little while since we've done one of these, but there is an entire massive amount of news that was just revealed by Scott himself over on the Steam community page. As you guys know, he always posts updates there, and well, this one is massive. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to see more update videos like this, be sure to hit that like button down below right now, drop a comment down below saying FNAF, and of course, hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already, because you guys don't want to miss the upcoming Five Nights at Freddy's content, because let's just say there's gonna be a ton of it going off of this thread. Like, there's gonna be an absolute crap ton of it. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get into the article here, our post by Scott himself. And yeah, he says, upcoming projects mega thread. Hey everyone, you know, I really like staying more in touch with the fan base while working on Ultimate Custom Night, so I thought I'd create a forum thread here just to keep everyone updated on everything that's currently going on. Movie projects. I've been working with Kira, my co-writer on the books, over the last several months working up a first draft for the movie script. As I mentioned in my interview with Daco, many people have attempted, but none have succeeded, making something I was really happy with. It's difficult to write a script for this. I even wrote 2 full scripts myself that were not great, but they had a lot of elements which I was finally able to put to use in the most recent version. On that note, I'm happy to announce that the first draft of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is finished. Jason Blum read it and thought it was great. Although it'll still need some work, the important thing, however, is that we got a story. It'll focus on the setting and events of the first game, while the second movie, if we get to make one, would be based on the second game, etc. I've been rolling around the idea in my head of going ahead and writing a draft for a second and third movie while everyone else is busy with the first, just to make sure that there is a solid story to be told, even if they never get made. And he says, so I'll keep the movie news updated here. Five Nights at Freddy's first movie, first draft is complete. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, not started. Five Nights at Freddy's 3, not started. And that's all of the movie news that we have in this post. Now, he goes on to talk about the games, which we're going to get to in just a second, but I do want to discuss the movie news. So, it looks like we're finally getting somewhere with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I think it got announced, I want to say 2 years ago. I might be wrong about that, but it got announced quite a while ago, and it's been just through the ringer. This thing has been announced and not announced, and like it's been like in a whole cycle here. And I think it's just because Scott is really involved with it, and he really wants to make something quality. You know, he really wants this to be something that the fans are gonna enjoy, that they're gonna want to see. He doesn't want to make just a simple cash grab. He wants to make something that people actually are gonna want to watch, and I'm absolutely all for that. You know, if this movie takes 10 years to make, it takes 10 years to make. You know, even if the FNAF whole entire game series is dead, as long as this movie comes out and it's good, I'll be happy with it. But it looks like that's exactly what's going to be happening here. You know, Scott is playing a key role in this movie. Like he said, he really wants to be a part of this movie. He wants to be there from start to finish, and it looks like, you know, he's got a script written up. He's had multiple scripts written up, and he finally has one that he feels happy with, that, you know, correctly, you know, tells the story of Five Nights at Freddy's, at least for the first movie. And he also goes on to say that, you know, if this first movie doesn't get made, there's going to be a second one, there's going to be a third one, etc. He says etc. So, I mean, this could be endless. He basically was saying here, you know, if you guys watch these movies, and if they get enough support, if they get a following, then, I mean, it's endless, really. Like, it could be like the games, you know, we could end up getting like 6, 7, 20 movies, who knows? Like, it could end up being like a Transformers series or something, where it just goes on forever. Now, I don't think that would happen, but I'm just saying, you know, it would be great to see, if the FNAF movie does well, that we do end up getting a second one, a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, so on and so forth, because, you know, it's one thing to play it in a game and kind of, you know, be able to, you know, see the story that way, but the whole other thing to actually watch, you know, it happen in front of you and in real life. You know, it's not, you know, animation anymore. It's an actual person playing the role with actual, you know, animatronic robots and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be super exciting, especially for FNAF 2, because that's where you're going to have Mangle, and that thing's just going to look insane. Like, it's like I said, it's one thing to see Mangle in a video game, but to see it in a movie, it's going to be completely different. And it's going to be so much fun. I really do hope that these movies do well, though, because, like, I really do want to see them continue onwards. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Would you guys see a Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Yes or no? I'm going to tell you guys and say, yeah, everyone here definitely would. So I'm pretty sure, I mean, if I had to take a guess, I'd say that first movie is definitely going to do well, and there's definitely going to be a second one. Now, after that, I don't know. There's no telling. We'll just have to wait and see, but I'm overall really excited to hear that news. Anyways, he goes on to say game projects. I got to play a tech demo for the Five Nights at Freddy's VR game the other day, and on the title screen, I stared up at Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica all looking down at me menacingly. It was very unsettling. They were larger than life. I told the game studio that if I ever feel comfortable testing the game, that they aren't doing their job. We talked about a lot of great ideas, and I'll be eager to see the next version. The AR game is still in its infancy, but I will post updates here as well. On a personal note, note, I've been playing with the idea of making a game that's just for fun, in the spirit of Foxy Fighters, or a mashup of games similar to Foxy Fighters, in the vein of Update 2, where many games connected to a great single experience. That would just be a side project, however. Five Nights at Freddy's VR tech demo complete. Very cool so far. Five Nights at Freddy's AR, it's in its planning stages. Untitled Five Nights at Freddy's game by me. Maybe, maybe not. Console port progress, news coming soon. Come back for more updates on all these projects. Let me know what you are or aren't excited about. Let me know what characters you would like to see in these movies, or what you would like to see in the games as well. So that is it for the entire, mega thread here. Now, he does say he's going to be updating this, so, if you guys want to hear, more news on the FNAF 2 movie, FNAF 3 movie, the games, the VR game, the AR game, his own game that he's currently making on the console ports, check back at this and you'll be able to see, what exactly he's currently working on. But this is really exciting. So if we're going to go ahead and start from the beginning here and break down the game projects, he says that he got to play the tech demo for Five Nights at Freddy's VR. And this is really exciting because he said it makes him, it unsettled him. So, I mean, it's going to be so much fun. Like, you guys know, there's a Five Nights at Freddy's VR game, which I have played on the channel. I know it recently just everyone started playing it, but if you guys were wondering, I have played that on the channel like over 2 years ago. But you guys remember when we played that, that game is genuinely creepy. Like, it takes Five Nights at Freddy's, which is already a terrifying game, and it just ups it by so much. Like, it's one thing to look at a screen and get jump scared. It's a whole other thing to feel like you're actually in the game. You're actually in the pizzeria and Bonnie's actually killing you. Like, it's actually really creepy. If you guys have never done, VR, whether it's with your phone or with an actual, official thing, like an Oculus or a Vive, you guys should definitely do it. It's an entirely new experience in itself. Like, I don't even know if I'll be able to play it. Like, obviously for you guys, I'm gonna have to do a series on it, but it's going to be really creepy, and it's going to be absolutely terrifying, because like I said, when I played that VR fan game a while back for you guys, that was really terrifying, and it felt so, like, realistic. So to have something that a full-on team is going to be working on and crafting, it's going to be something else. It really is. So I'm really excited for that. And also, I mean, I'm assuming there's probably going to be cutscenes in this thing too. Like, it's probably just going to be, a normal FNAF game. So there's going to be cutscenes, mini games, all that kind of stuff. And I just think all of that in VR. Can you guys imagine a cutscene in VR? That's going to be so cool. So that's probably what I'm most excited for here, besides the movie. Anyways, like you said, he also discusses the AR game. It's in its infancy, but he's going to post updates here as well on that, as more updates come out for it. And I don't know what to think of this. When I think of AR, I'm pretty sure that's like, if you guys remember when you got a 3DS, everyone, kind of got the cards that came with it, and they were AR cards. So if you scan your 3DS at it, or if you looked, if you point your 3DS at the card would come to life in your house, and you can actually like look at it and kind of, it was a really cool feature. They also had like a game called Face Raiders, where a bunch of faces would attack you, and no matter where you were, you can look around with your 3DS and actually attack them and kill them and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that's what he means by an AR game, but I really don't know. Like I said, I haven't played a lot of AR games myself. So anyways, though, what I'm assuming here is it's probably going to be like that, maybe on your phone. So, you can pull out your phone, you open up the app, and you can look around, and you can actually see the animatronics in real life, and they'll actually run at you and kill you and stuff like that, which I think is going to be insane. That's going to be awesome, because you can actually like look around at your actual house and have Freddy in your house, or Bonnie, Chica, Golden Freddy. He doesn't really say what the AR game is going to actually be, but I'm assuming, he says game, so I'm assuming it's not just going to be, the animatronics are there kind of posing. I'm assuming it's going to be like an actual game, but I really don't know. But either way, I mean, that'd be cool. Depending on, what animatronics actually puts into this, like the twisted animatronics or nightmare animatronics, anything like that. It's going to be fun no matter what happens with it. Anyways, he also goes on to say that he's currently making his own side project game, maybe not. And I think this is great. I mean, one thing about this though is Scott always says it's just going to be, a fan game for fun, or, it's going to be, just going to be a little thing that you guys can play for fun. And it ends up being like this full-blown thing. So, I mean, we could kind of take that two ways. It's either gonna be, an entirely new game, or it's just gonna be like what he says, it's gonna be like a Foxy Fighter kind of game, a mashup of games similar to Foxy Fighters in the vein of Update 2. So I don't know. I mean, do you guys think this is gonna be just a fun little game that he's gonna create, just on the side for a little bit of enjoyment, or you guys think it's gonna end up being like what FNAF 6 was, where it's like, oh yeah, it's a tycoon game, guys, don't worry, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and then it ends up being FNAF 6? Could this end up being Fredbear's Family Diner or something along those lines? I really have no idea. I don't think anyone's gonna know until Scott obviously releases it, but I have high hopes for it, whether it's just a fun little game to mess around with, or if it does end up being a new FNAF game. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then he also goes on to talk about the VR game. The tech demo's complete. He said it's very cool so far, so that's going to be awesome. AR game planning stages, and yeah. Oh, console port. I forgot all about this. So, yeah, it's been, I want to say, didn't the console port get announced when, like, the Wii U was still producing games? So, it's been announced for, I want to say 2+ years, maybe even more, maybe less. I really don't remember, but this has been in the works for a long time. I don't know if it's been in the works or if it's just been, like, talked about, but yeah, like I remember I was talking about this like a long time ago, but either way, it looks like, you know, he does say news is coming soon. So console port, I'm assuming it's gonna be every FNAF game on one disc, you know, because I feel like that'd probably be the best way of selling it. I feel like if he was to sell FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, all the FNAF games on you know, it's each individual disc, it probably wouldn't work out too well, or it could just end up being digital only, which would also work perfectly. But I think it'd be really cool to have a physical FNAF game. You know, we've always had digital. That's one of the things that I always wish Scott would have done, is like, you know, Scott, if you are watching this for whatever reason, you know, I love whenever, you know, I'm not saying you're gonna do a Kickstarter, obviously not, but, you know, like for instance, Baldi's Basics, he did a Kickstarter recently, and one of the rewards was a physical version of the game. You know, we've never had a physical Five Nights at Freddy's game, so I think it'd be really, really cool, Scott, if you're watching this, to make a collector's edition of Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, if you're going to release all the games on one disc, which, like I said, I have no idea how this is going to work, or even if you're going to do that, but it would be so cool to have, like, you know how Metal Gear Solid did Solid Snake's arm? That would be so cool to have, like, Freddy's animatronic arm or Freddy's head in a collector's edition or something along those lines. Like, tell me that wouldn't be awesome, guys. I just think, you know, if he does end up doing that, like some kind of physical version of the game would just be awesome to have. You know, it's great having it digital, but something that you can actually hold is so much better. Anyways, guys, that is it for this update here. And like I said, there was a lot to discuss. Everyone kind of figured, you know, FNAF is over with the latest game because, you know, Scott always says, this is the end, guys. This is the end. And then, you know, we get this. We get 3 movies, possibly more, you know, a bunch of games and just so much more. The game is never going to die. It's endless at this point. Like, there's so much coming, and it's so much exciting stuff too at that. Because like I said, you know, it's not only going to be Scott working on this now. It's going to be an entire team, you know, depending on what he ends up doing. Because I know, you know, obviously FNAF VR has its own kind of team being made or worked on it. The AR game is probably going to have its own team. The only thing that he says he's personally working on is that side game. So, you know, he has different teams working on all this kind of stuff, and I think it's going to be great for the game series. I really do. I think it's going to add so much to it, and just, it's going to be a ton of fun. Anyways, guys, I'm in this video here. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.